Margaret Kuhlman of Soul Astrology. This new moon in Pisces gives us a total eclipse of the Sun, and the part of the Earth that gets to see that is in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. Even the shadow of it crosses almost all the Pacific and just a little bit of Indonesia. With so many planets, as you can see in Pisces, so much energy, points of importance in Pisces, that the eclipse should be over the sea, I think is rather sweet. It's really drawing attention to the depths of the ocean in us. So that is great human unconscious that we all share, and our own personal unconsciousnesses, the emotional field that we swim in, and our own historic emotions that keep rising. With Mars having been in Scorpio, our past emotions have certainly been churned up. All kinds of old situations might well have arisen. And because this new moon is really right on Chiron and the South Node, I feel as though that past has risen to be healed. Chiron is the wound, yes, but he's the wounded healer. The essence of Chiron is healing with the truth, which is often painful, and we fear it, because anything that is not true must disappear in the light of truth. And what we cling on to that we fear may disappear, as though it dies and we lose it. And perhaps with that square to Saturn trining Uranus, it is the fear of loss that we will suffer from mostly. And yet this is the time, with that sextile from the Sun and Moon to Pluto, who trines Jupiter on the North Node, we are bound to be losing the past at this time. It's an opportunity to let go. Most beautifully, Mars is now just popped into Sagittarius for 3 months, so the energy of action will be feeling a lot lighter, as though we can see the funny side of things, as though we feel more light-hearted, knowing that there's a bigger picture even though we don't know what it is, and having all sorts of different ideas as to how we can resolve issues, more experimental, more inventive. This shift in energy happened on the 6th of March, just before the new moon, as did Mercury shifting from Aquarius to Pisces. By sign, they are still square to each other, but that last few days before the shift could have brought intense difficulty to the surface. So there it is, open for us to see. And with Mercury making its way through Pisces in this next 2 weeks, and over Neptune in the process, we do have the capacity to be empathic, sensitive to what can be said, gentle, appreciating perhaps how the other person has been feeling all this time. And with the Sagittarian input, perhaps more ready to let go of the intensity of our previous reactions. Letting go is the keynote for this month. Relaxing tense shoulders, tense stomach, tense jaw, tension round eyes, just relaxing. Because things are as they are, all the stuff we do mentally is just trying to make it something else, seeing it how it is not. If we relax and sense our way into the present, just be with the people we're with, be with ourselves as we are, then everything can fall into a sort of peacefulness, where resolutions find themselves. We need to remain open to those resolutions being different from what we might have wanted. But as they are resolutions, they do heal. Planets, many of them, are pointing at Jupiter. The pattern points at Jupiter. And in Virgo, that could be sorting out health issues. It could also be sorting out the organisation of our homes, clearing away old stuff. It's a lot more about that clearing. But it's also about helping other people. And by the time we get to the full moon, the moon will be in Libra, opposite that Aries Sun, just past the equinox, the 23rd of March. And Mercury also will have made its way into Aries, trining the Mars. So a lot more energy for action, perhaps a lot more clarity in thought and speech. And with the moon opposite, that speech can be perfectly used for reconciliation, for finding balance between things that have been at loggerheads. A good way to use this month is to start with oneself, healing our own past, reconciling the different sides of ourselves that seem to want different things. To stop judging whether we think something we do is good or not good, because we are the ones putting the standards in place, and standards have no importance in the face of well-being. So look to the well-being of your body, your emotions, your relationship with your world. And this all must be done from inside. On many occasions, whenever you think of it perhaps, close your eyes and go in. And insofar as you can, rest with yourself inside and explore the many, many levels of awareness. For all our experience is actually internal. And the experience which is most important of all is the experience, the internal experience of this moment, where you are now, how you feel now, what immediately surrounds you, but what is inside. And as you feel inside, experience also the other levels of your energy, the vitality that flows, the emotional energy. And anything you want to know, you can ask. If you really want to know something and you ask inwardly, you allow a space for that of yourself which knows to answer you. The truth of the body itself, the truth of your feelings, your emotions, and the truth of your inner guidance, which is kind and always helpful. With such an emphasis on Pisces this month, the veils are thin, and contact with all levels becomes far more possible. So however you're feeling and whatever you find, just call on the light and radiate it out for us all. No need for fear. Nothing is as bad as fear will make it seem. You are safer than you think when standing on the rock of truth beneath the anxious waves. The hands of love support you always under your travelling feet. Let go the tension that you carry like a charm. You are safe in the warm breath of life, and even what you call death is only another step on your way. Consciousness is all you truly have, with no boundaries or definitions for your mind to hold. Yet you are safe within our love, just as you are, just what you do. There is no judgment in the greater heart, opening out into the void, full and loving all.